we are doing a little challenge with the Scottish side Celtic in the Premier League, the biggest league in the world. We will see how the Scottish side Celtic can do in the Premier League, alongside of course Rangers, who I've also put in there. I have switched out Burnley, Luton and Sheffield United for Celtic, Rangers and the best team in the Championship, Leicester City. Ultimately, the goal of this rebuild is of course to win Celtic a Champions League and see how they do versus their biggest rivals, Rangers, in of course the biggest league in the world. What I can already tell you right away, the backline is relatively young, but we have a 36-year-old, 73 rated Joe Hart. The front line isn't really appeasing me either. 74 rated Maeda at left wing. We have a striker 22-70 rated only and a 21-year-old 69 rated right winger. The best players in this squad are surely Matt O'Reilly 22-78 and McGregor, the CM at 30 years of age, 79 overall. We have a steady centre back here with Carter Vickers. Scales isn't too bad either at 73. A 74 rated Taylor and 75 Johnston. Of course, the most important thing here is to bring in a new goalkeeper, because with a 73 rated Joe Hart, I don't think we're even going to survive in the Premier League. I highly doubt that Iwata is going to bring us any great things as well, and the formation with one CDM and two CMs isn't really pleasing me either. So lads, I have changed the formation to a 4-3-3 on defense, with Palmer now in the starting 11. I don't know why he wasn't there, but yeah, he's not a bad winger. 23-74 overall. Maybe a new striker, a new CDM, and certainly a new goalkeeper for the first season here with Celtic in the Premier League. For our first season with Celtic, we have about 44 million in our budget to at least give us a fighting chance in this rebuild here with Celtic in the first season especially. We are building up a youth academy, and those are the two players that were in the default academy here, Czech and Kinnunen. Obviously, we are going to hire one coach in Brian Pritchard, a youth academy scout, who will find us some talents because Joshua Lowe is just not good enough. And Pritchard, a Welsh scout, will get sent to Scotland for 9 months to make us some babies. I terminate the loan of Paulo Bernardo, who goes back to Benfica, as well as calling back Haks Abanovic. I don't know if I butchered this name, but he comes back to us and goes on the transfer list immediately. Same thing for Johnston, he comes back and goes on the transfer list. I just need the fonts here. How is it possible that in the default starting 11 I haven't seen Furuashi? He is 77 overall, Ida is only on loan, and we are also going to terminate his loan. That is just sucking me, all those loans. You may ask yourselves why we have 71 million in the budget. Well, I can immediately answer that question. Because we have sold Michael Johnston to West Bromwich Albion for 3.2 million, Haksabanovic for 5 million even to Monza in Italy, Zigrist for 450k to Watford, and the big one, Hatate, 14 million to Newcastle United. Guys, rebuild Sombrero, look at him. What is that? What has happened to rebuild Sombrero? He's terrifying me. I'm just trying to strike a deal with Sean Dyche for Onana, but Mr. Rebuild Sombrero is really terrifying me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I just try to get this over the line with quickly. His belt is sticking out, but his body is not there anymore. We are in contract negotiations with Onana now, and finally Rebuild Sombrero has his body back. And I can tell you that we have gone in for Onana and we have completed that transfer now. Amadou Onana, our first player, coming in from Everton. In a swap deal for Yang Un Yun plus 19 million, we get a CDM, a position where we needed an upgrade in absolutely 78 rated player. He gets into this team ahead of Iwata, and I like the look of this. After the Onana transfer, we still have about 50 million in our books. What I believe we absolutely need, as I said in the beginning, is a new goalkeeper. Even though he's already 33, only 3 years younger than Joe Hart, he's about 10 overall, higher rated. It is the Polish international right now at the Euros, Wojciech Szczesny, coming in from Juventus, from the Italian Giants for 27 million on the dot. And he will be about an 86 overall player, plus 14 even on Joe Hart, is incredible. Of course, we haven't selected a tactical vision so far, and as we are one of the underdogs in this division, from Scotland of course, we play with kick and rush. That is something the Scottish are known for. I've also hired a whole list of coaches here in every department so that the players can grow very fast. Last but not least, we go in for one of the most enjoyable players to watch. He formerly played his trade at Newcastle United. Now he comes back to the Premier League for Celtic. It is the dazzling winger, Alain Saint-Maximin, coming in for 25 million, plus our current left winger, Maeda. Because Saint-Maximin is about an 82 overall left winger, a big upgrade on Maeda. This is how the team is looking like for the first season with Celtic in the Premier League. A 33-year-old, 86 overall Szczesny, new in net. We have Alain Saint-Maximin, of course, converting to a left winger, 26-81. And finally, of course, Amadou Onana, 22 now, 77 overall at the CDM spot. I don't know what to expect really, I'm gonna be honest lads. With Saint-Maximin and Onana and Szczesny, of course, we have added 3 absolute staples to this team. Still, I'm a bit worried for the first season. Let's see if the change in position does anything to Saint-Maximin's rating. Yes, he goes up by 1 to an 82. At the halfway point of the first season with Celtic in the Premier League, we are at 8th spot, which is absolutely brilliant. I never would have expected that. We made 3 transfers, the 3 we can make per season, and we are in 8th. What strikes me even more as being amazing is the fact that West Ham United are in first place ahead of Manchester United and City. That is crazy as well. Less crazy on the other hand is that Rangers are rock bottom with only 3 wins out of 20, 13 points. Abysmal season for them. While crazily enough, the stats are dominated not by a striker, not by a winger, but by a CDM in Callum McGregor, 30-year-old captain, 80 rated, 10 goals for him in half a season. Saint-Maximin, a bit disappointing, 3 goals, 4 assists. I have found a whole list of youth academy talents that I'm all going to promote. 5 players, 1 centre back, 1 cam, 2 left wingers, and a striker. All of them are going to get all of those 5 are going to get promoted to the first team because they have a great potential, all of them. In the meantime, we have sold James Forrest to Monza for 1.8 million. Well, at the end of the season, we have fallen off a little bit from 8 to 12. Nottingham Forest, Brighton and the Lone Rangers get relegated, 4 wins only for our crosstown rivals. On the other hand of the table, it looks as though Newcastle have spent their money really wisely because they have become champions, 1 point ahead of Liverpool, 4 ahead of Manchester United. West Ham have fallen off to 5th, Manchester City in a bit of a shocking 6th position. In the Carabao Cup, we started off with a win against Barrow in the 2nd round. 3rd round, we passed Bournemouth. 4th round, we destroyed Huddersfield. The quarterfinals, we beat Arsenal away from home. And in the semis, we thumped West Ham on aggregate 3-0, only to lose on penalties in the final against Manchester City. That would have been our European spot secured, but no. Our FA Cup journey started off in round 3 with a 2-1 win away to Fleetwood, before drawing to Shrewsbury, going into a replay and defeating them. In round 5 though, our road in the FA Cup came to an end as we have been beaten by West Ham, who have also gone on and won the FA Cup over Villa. The Champions League goes to Real Madrid over Bayern Munich in the final. The Europa League goes to PSV Eindhoven from the Netherlands against Sporting Lisbon. And Club Brugge win the Europa Conference League over Fenerbahce. Some of the stats here have been quite amazing, especially Furuhashi, 77 overall, but 14 goals for him, 10 goals for McGregor. Palmer with 10 goals. Matt O'Reilly even with 8 goals and 4 assists. And Saint-Maximin with 7 goals, 6 assists. Can still be a little bit better, but better than the first part of the season. And our team at the end of the first season is looking like this. We have Saint-Maximin up to an 83, Palm up to a 78, Matt O'Reilly up to an 82, Onana 81, McGregor still at an 80, Katavikas up to a 79, Scales 76, a good backline, a very good goalkeeper, Chesney still at 34 years of age, 87 overall. We have already made a couple of transfers. First one is Tomoki Iwata, who goes to Brighton next season for 3.3 million. And on the other hand, Gustav Lagerbielke goes to Rangers, to our crosstown rivals. They need that support in the championship now that they have been relegated for 3.15 million. He leaves our club. Another transfer that we have made ahead of season number 2 is selling Anthony Ralston to Crystal Palace for 4.65 million, our second right back, our backup right back. As well as loaning out both our youngsters, Nickel and Smith, who we have both just promoted. Ahead of next season, we'll have about 8 players. Ahead of next season, we'll have about 10 players returning from loan. So we'll need to see what we can do with them. And this is exactly what I expected. And this is exactly what I was hoping for. I didn't expect it, but 80 million in the budget is absolutely fantastic. For now, let's close down the first season with a runner-up in the Carabao Cup. Very, very good. Steady first season. At least we've not been in a relegation battle like our crosstown rivals Rangers. We jump into the second season. At the start of the second season, we changed Matt O'Reilly's position from a CM to a CAM. And he goes up by 1 to an 83. Certainly what we need this season is a better centre-back, because Scales at a 76 isn't convincing me. At left-back, Taylor is also on the chopping blocks. Just like striker Furuhashi. Those 3 players, those 3 positions, left-back, striker and centre-back. I would like to improve those 3 positions. That would be my perfect transfer window. And this is exactly what I was hoping for. I didn't expect it, but 80 million in the budget is absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to show this every year, but we send out Brian Pritchard once again for 9 months to Scotland to find us some talents. We have made lots and lots of transfers out. First off, the biggest one of them all, Cameron Carter-Vickers, who wanted to leave the club. Unfortunately, I couldn't convince him to stay. And so we have sold him to Crystal Palace for 26 million, the centre-back. Oyon Ju goes to Torino for 3.65 million, the backup striker. Nawrocki, another centre-back, goes to Celta for 3.15 million. Laval, yet another unnecessary centre-back, goes to Al-Shabaab in Saudi Arabia for 2.7. Welsh also, we have cleared out the centre-back spot for 2.15 million. And then we have loaned out a few players such as Frame, Patterson, Vata and Drummond, all of course with some kind of talent. That's why we've loaned them out. All those sales leave us with about 117 million in our budget, royal budget, to go in for 3 new players. First off, in this transfer window, in the transfer window of season number 2, we signed a player who formerly played at Celtic. It is a Dutch centre-back. An absolute world beater. His contract was expiring. I never said this was going to be realistic, but we had to grasp that opportunity. We'll probably never get it again. A 33-year-old Virgil van Dijk, 89 overall, comes into the club. He comes in from Liverpool for 43.5 million, an absolute bargain. Second player into that Celtic side here is a man who had a breakout season this year at Bologna. He still plays there in this save, but I'm sure he's going to get snapped up very, very soon by a big side. It is the very talented Dutch striker Joshua Zirkzee joining us for 47 million from Bologna. We have furthermore cleared out the squad by selling Kwon Yok-kyu to Coventry City for 2 million on the dot. Last but not least, we go in for a final centre-back we were really weak in that position, and that's why I've signed a relatively young, talented centre-back from Burkina Faso. It is Adamo Nagalo joining us from Hellas Verona for 6.3 million. With the additions of Zirkzee, Van Dijk and Nagalo, this team is of course much better now, especially Zirkzee and Van Dijk. Straight into the first 11 of course. Van Dijk, our new star man in this team at 89 overall. Zirkzee 81, only 23 years of age. Hello lads. At the halfway point of season number 2, we are sitting in an incredible third spot. Only 3 points behind Spurs in first, 1 point behind Arsenal in second, and already 4 ahead of both Manchester United and Chelsea in 4th and 5th. That is what I'm talking about. And I mean, the stats aren't looking that good even. Palmer is the best man here with 8 goals, 2 assists. Matt O'Reilly 5 goals, 1 assist, Maximan 5 goals, 4 assists, and Purwashi 5 goals. Zirkzee very disappointing so far, only 3 goals in 13, but 4 assists aren't bad. But if we want to keep up in the top 4, we absolutely need to step them stats up in the second part of the season. Here it is then, Rob Forsyth is a man for the future, 16 years of age, 63 overall, 84 to 90 potential. A centre-back who gets promoted to the senior team now. We have found yet another very interesting player in Logan Barkley, an anchor man, CDM, 18 years of age, 59 overall. He needs to get promoted to the first team. Well lads, at the end of the season, we have done it. We have reached 4th place in the Premier League after 38 games. Only 6 defeats in a whole season. The City of course win the league. As expected, Spurs have bottled once again a Premier League title. Nothing new there. We have finished ahead of the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United, Aston Villa and Newcastle United, which is crazy considering all 4 of those teams have 69 points. That is incredible. On the other hand, we'll have Coventry City, Crystal Palace and Southampton going back down. In the FA Cup, we nearly made it to the final, getting knocked out in the semis by West Ham 2-0. Very, very close. And West Ham have lost the final as well to Tottenham, so already an unrealistic rebuild as Tottenham have won a trophy. The Carabao Cup goes to Manchester City over a surprising finalist in Norwich 3-1. We had already got knocked out in round 2 to Brentford, not a good Carabao Cup run. The Champions League goes to Liverpool over Barcelona 4-2 in the final, while the Europa League, an even crazier final, LOSC Lille I think, have won against Manchester City of all teams 4-3. And Bergamo Calcio, a little bit of normality as Atalanta have beaten Spurs in the Conference League final. Palma is our top goal scorer with 15 goals in 31 appearances, and Zirkzee has stepped up his game in the second part of the season as well. 13 goals and 6 assists for him. San Maximan as well, 11 goals, 9 assists. Furuashi even with 11 goals, 12 assists and 10 goals for Matt O'Reilly, who is up to an 87, incredible player as well. Having a look at this side, it's an incredible one. We have Zirkzee up to an 83, Maximan 84, Palma up to an 80, O'Reilly 87, Onana 83, even McGregor, a 31-year-old, still at an 82. Van Dijk has gone down to an 86, 33 years of age. Johnston even, the OG right back of Celtic, at an 80 overall. 77 for Taylor, he might get replaced just like Scales here. We have massively exceeded expectations in that second season here. 4th place finish in the Premier League. Wouldn't have expected that. Semi-finalists even in the FA Cup. Great season. Which means of course that in season 3 we will play in the UEFA Champions League, the biggest competition of them all. And technically we'll get a chance to finish the rebuild, to complete the rebuild in season number 3. Let's jump into it. The first new man into the club is a new left back from Chelsea. His contract was expiring in 11 months. Ian Maatsen, only 26 million. But he will be about an 82 overall, so an upgrade on Taylor plus 5. After the transfer of Ian Maatsen, we still have about 143 million, so that Champions League money came in absolutely clutch. As we are now a Champions League club, we can go in for whoever we want. That's why we've brought an Englishman back to the Premier League. He's only 27 years of age, already 87 overall. Is the Milan centre-back Fikayo Tomori coming in for 85 million plus Adamo Nagalo. He wasn't really convincing me either. And that's why we've gone in for Fikayo Tomori, who I said will be about an 87, 88 overall. Third and last signing, and please ignore the glitch on the left. I don't know what this game has again, but we sign a new goalkeeper who will give competition to Wojciech Szczesny. It is the out-of-favour Arsenal goalkeeper getting greeted by rebuild sombrero. Aaron Ramsdale coming into the club for 30 million. His contract was expiring in 11 months. We could snatch a bargain here. The glitch has moved to the right side, so at least I can show you the squad here. It's Szczesny in goal, still at an 87, so still our starting goalkeeper, but Ramsdale ready to pounce on the bench. Smartson now at the left back spot, only 23, 81 overall. Tomori, the new centre-back. We've really strengthened that defence. In my humble opinion, this team should be competing, at least to get out of the group in the Champions League. Also depends on the group, but we have no player under the overall of 80. Johnston and Palmer on the right side are both the lowest rated players in the starting 11 at 80 flat. We sell our third string left back, Adam Montgomery, because we just simply didn't need him anymore. 1.6 million. Also wanted to show you that our rivals Rangers are still in the Championship. So nothing new there. Rangers seem to be a Championship standard team, while Celtic are right now a Champions League team. In our first ever visit to the UEFA Champions League, we'll be in a group alongside the Spanish side Athletic Bilbao, the Germans of Borussia Dortmund and the Austrians of RB Salzburg. Not an easy group by any stretch of the imagination. No whipping boys, but still, with the group of players we've got, at least compete, lads, for that second spot. I've also maxed out the coaching stuff here, 13 in every position. So lads, at the halfway point of the third Premier League season here, we are in 5th spot, on same points than Manchester United in 4th. We've only lost 1 game, we have lost 3 out of 19. A very good season once again. In the Champions League, I'm even more satisfied as we have topped our group in flying colours over Athletic Club, Salzburg in 3rd and Borussia Dortmund. What have they done? 0 wins out of 6, 4 draws. Rock bottom of this Group E in the Champions League. And what am I seeing? We are facing Burnley of all teams in the round of 16, and that is, I think, because I've put Burnley in the Scottish League, so they are replacing Celtic or Rangers. I mean, that is hilarious. The stats at the halfway point of the season, it is Joshua Zirkzee dominating with 11 goals after 17 appearances. 10 in 18 for Palmer, 5 and 5 for Maximan in 20, so 10 contributions in total, 9 contributions for Matt O'Reilly, but I am really proud of Zirkzee, who's gone up by 2 to an 85 as well. Here we are then for the first leg between Burnley and Celtic in the Champions League round of 16. We go into the game with our full strength starting 11, with our kick and rush at Turf Moor against Burnley. Can we get the edge over Burnley? Yes, oh my god, 4-0. An absolute annihilation in the first leg. Palmer and Zirkzee with a brace, as well as Johnston in the 85th minute with the ultimate goal of the game. For the second leg at Celtic Park, I'm going to give a run out to some players, to the second team that I've created here, second team sheet. We are 4-0 up. If we bottle it from here, then I don't know what to do. We quick sim here with a 4-0 advantage against Burnley, and we win again 2-1. Standard procedure, even though we went down to Koleosho, McGregor and Vata have scored to give us a 6-1 aggregate win over Burnley and march on to the quarterfinals. And of course, we had to take on the Kings of Europe, Real Madrid, in the quarterfinals. Brilliant. Here we are then for the first leg of the quarterfinals. We have McGregor and Onana, who are 84 and 86 overall, O'Reilly at a 90 overall, and our front three, 86 rated Maxima, 87 rated Zirkzee, and 82 rated Palmer. What a team. Can we get the win here at home against the Kings of Europe and upset the whole footballing world, the establishment? No, unfortunately not. We lose 3-1 due to a Vinny Jr. hat-trick. Second leg, here we go. away at the Santiago Bernabeu. Let's do this quickly. We are 3-1 down with our full strength starting 11. And we lose again 3-2. Rodrigo, Güler, and Renier score for Madrid. Even though Zirkzee gave us a goal in the first half and Saint-Maximin gave us one back in the second, this is just not enough. We lose 6-3. We get grilled by Madrid. And that, unfortunately, is the end of the road in the Champions League. At the end of the third season, we are sitting in second place. What a nice feeling to be in second, but only 1 point ahead of Manchester United in fifth, so that was really, really tight at the top of the table there. Liverpool have run away with it, 7 points ahead of us, but best finish by a country mile so far in the Premier League. Whilst we have secured yet another Champions League season, it is Brighton, Everton and Sheffield United who were the whipping boys of this. 2 wins only for Sheffield is abysmal. Newcastle win the FA Cup over Manchester City, whilst we have been knocked out in round 4 in a replay against Southampton on penalties. That was unlucky. And in the Carabao Cup, it is Spurs defeating Manchester City, whilst actually Rangers made it to the semi-finals. That is crazy. We, on the other hand, have been knocked out in round 3 against Fulham. That was not great. Not a great cup season. The Champions League goes to Manchester City. At least they win this 2-1 over Real Madrid. Leipzig win the Europa League over Fiorentina 3-1. And finally, Newcastle with the double as they win the Conference League over Ferencváros from Hungary. I mean, this season for Zirkzee and Palma have been absolutely crazy. 41 goals among those two only. I mean, 21 goals for Zirkzee and 20 goals in 34 for Palma. Even 12 for Furuhashi, who is now the backup striker. 11 assists and 9 goals for O'Reilly. 8 and 8 for Saint-Maximin. The stats are looking much, much better. And to be fair, the team is looking much better as well. Except for Van Dijk, who's gone down. We have Tomori at an 88, Madsen at an 85. Even Johnston and Palma, who have been the weakest players of this team, who are still the weakest players of the starting 11, up to an 82. We have Zirkzee at 25, 87. I mean, the front three is great. Maybe a replacement for Palma and Johnston next season. I have to say that I'm quite happy with this season. Second place in the Premier League is fantastic. Quarters in the Champions League is okay. Not bad. But next season, I would hope, especially in the Cups, to make that one step further. Let's jump into season number 4. We'll have a record-breaking budget of 187 million. Absolutely brilliant. The first player we get into the club is an ex-Celtic player, just like Van Dijk. Another defender, this time a right back. It is the Dutch right back entering the building by the name of Jeremy Frimpong for 100 million on the dot from Bayer Leverkusen. The long-lost son comes back home at an 88 overall. A second player we sign for the 4th season is a man who used to play in the Premier League. Now he has transferred to Bayern Munich in this save. A right midfielder slash right winger getting a royal presentation here, as he deserves it. Our new star man Michael Olise joining us for 88 million from Bayern. His overall will be about an 85-86 as a right midfielder slash right winger. I have just found a CM-CDM, the position we needed to fill in. I don't know how good this guy is. He's from Luxembourg. It is Leandro Barreiro Martins. I'm really interested in how this overall is going to be. As you can see, I scraped the budget because we didn't have enough budget left. Still got an A deal, and he's an 81 overall CM-CDM. Exactly the man we need to fill our gaps. At the end of the 4th transfer window, this is how the team is looking like. Frimpong at right back. He's rather a right wing back, so we are going to change his position to a right wing back. And then, of course, Michael Olise at the right wing position, 24-85. And also Leandro Barreiro Martins on the bench, 26-81. We change Michael Olise's position from a right midfielder to a right winger. And he stays at an 86, but he will go up in about 10 weeks. We have also sold the wonder kid Rocco Vata, who has unfortunately lost his potential tag. We have better players in his position now. Right winger 21-74. he goes to Fenerbahce for 6.7 million. This year's Champions League group will consist of Borussia Dortmund, Feyenoord Rotterdam and Viktoria Pilsen. Not an easy group by any stretch of the imagination, but we should still get out of there. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It really helps the growth of the channel massively. At the halfway point of the 4th season with Celtic, we are sitting in 2nd place in a title race. That is what you're talking about. Manchester City still above us 3 points, but we can make that up, lads. In the Champions League, we have come in 2nd place behind Borussia Dortmund, who've only lost one. We've also only lost one. 2nd place, which sets us up for normally a very, very difficult round of 16 matchup. But we will face Club Brugge. Oh my, oh my, oh my. That is not easy, I say, because they've been first in their group. But that's much more manageable than, say, I don't know, a Barcelona, a Liverpool, a Bayern Munich, a PSG. Absolutely. I'll take that. So it's been the Matt O'Reilly show so far. Up to a 91, 14 goals and 7 assists in 27 apps. That's crazy good. Zirkzee also 11 goals, 2 assists for the striker. Backup striker Drummond, who has the potential to be special. 77 overall, 7 goals in 12 appearances. Maxima 6 goals, 4 assists. And Olise on Newman 5 and 3. Here we are then, lads. Round of 16. Let's quick sim the game against Club Brugge at home at Celtic Park. Can we get a win here? Yes, we do, but it's very close. Olise with a double, and Zirkzee gave us the lead. Shotar and Jugla score for them to give them a little hope. A small advantage we take to Belgium. Here we are then, lads. For Club Brugge against Celtic, away in Belgium. 2nd leg, we are up 3-2 on aggregate. Can we get to the quarterfinals with Celtic? That is the question. Yes, we do. 2-1 win away in Belgium. Another win, even though Thiago gave Club Brugge the lead. Zirkzee and Onana have turned it on its head. And Celtic are through to the quarterfinals. In the quarters, we could face teams like Barcelona, Napoli, Manchester City, Borussia Dortmund, Liverpool, even Atletico Madrid, who have knocked out Bayern Munich, and of course PSG, so none of those seem appealing to me. And of course, lads, of course, we had to face Manchester City, it's Dortmund, Napoli, Atletico, Liverpool, PSG, Barcelona, great game as well, and Celtic against Manchester City in the quarters of the Champions League. Here we are then, lads, at home against Manchester City at Celtic Park, the first of 2 encounters with the citizens, the powerhouse of English football. Can we get a first important step towards a win here, victory against Manchester City? We quick sim the game. And it's a 1-0 win. It's Zirkzee scoring once again, our marksman in the 71st, to give us a 1-0 edge over Manchester City. 2nd leg, City of Manchester Stadium. Manchester City 1-0 down against Celtic. Can we complete the win here against the citizens away? We quick sim the game with our full strength starting 11. And it's a 2-2 draw, which means, of course, that Celtic are through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Zaire brought Manchester City up in the 20th minute. O'Reilly, our superstar, gave us the equaliser. Michael Olise even gave us the lead, and then Foden only gave them the equaliser, not enough to take them to extra time. And we are through. Manchester City are out. Well, it doesn't get any easier in the semi-finals, lads, as we face the Catalonian giants of Barcelona. First again at Celtic Park with a full-strength starting 11. Can we win? Can we beat the Catalonians here at home? No, it's a 2-2 draw. Still not a bad result. But yeah, all to play for in the 2nd leg in Barcelona. Olise and Saint-Maximin score for us. 2nd leg is on the way, and we will be without Olise, who has been red-carded or at least suspended for this game. We have replaced him with Palma here, of course, our backup winger. And jump into the game here at Camp Nou. Can we do it? Yes! After extra time, it's goal scored by Onana, Zirkzee on the double, and Nicol, our youth academy prospect. Valde got a red card in the 18th minute. That for sure helped us. But we are through to a maiden Champions League final for Celtic Glasgow. In that Champions League final, we will face Napoli, who have knocked out Atletico Madrid 5-4. Well, at the end of the season, we finish in 3rd place, behind both Manchester City and Newcastle United, but ahead of Liverpool. So in case we don't win the Champions League tonight, we still have the opportunity to play in that competition in season number 5. In the FA Cup, we have been shamelessly knocked out by Salford City, owned by Gary Neville. I mean, the class of 92 have embarrassed us. The FA Cup, goes to Arsenal over Manchester United in the end. In the Carabao Cup, it's a whole different story, however, as we have beaten Manchester City in the final 2-1. That is our first trophy in this whole rebuild in season number 4. The Europa League goes to Athletic Bilbao over Newcastle 1-0. And finally, the Conference League, a bit of order restored as PSV have beaten Spurs. It has been the Joshua Zirkzee and Matt O'Reilly show here, 23 and 21 goals, even 17 assists for O'Reilly. This is a crazy player, 91 overall at 26 years of age, the Danish cam. Then we have Saint-Maximin, 14 goals and 8 assists. I wouldn't have expected him to grow to an 87 when I picked him up from the Saudi League. And Olise, our new man, up to an 88, 12 goals, 3 assists. Even the backup striker Drummond with 11 goals in 26 appearances. So this is the team here ahead of the final against Napoli. We have a fantastic front three. Saint-Maximin and Olise the wingers. Zirkzee the striker. O'Reilly the cam. 2 90-plus rated players in O'Reilly and Zirkzee in this squad. A good defense. Van Dijk, as I said, if we lose tonight, we need to replace him. But otherwise, this team is just fine. Let's do it, lads, then. For all the glory of Celtic Football Club against Napoli. Saint-Maximin, very tricky player. Gives it into McGregor, back to O'Reilly. Can we immediately create something here? Good ball by Matt O'Reilly. Zirkzee, shot gets blocked. Gets away from Frimpong, but Frimpong is very fast as well here. Look at how he catches up to him. He's once again in front of him. But still Kvara on the ball, into Pavlidis now. Kvara, good ball. Llorente, careful. It's a goal. It's 1-0 to Napoli. Sloppy defending all over the place. We lunge in where we shouldn't. And that gives Napoli the opening to score the opener. Of course, we have to react immediately. Even though we began really well, it's Saint-Maximin. We are now behind, of course. It's good ball, though, from Saint-Maximin into... It's O'Reilly! Immediate equalizer! Zirkzee into O'Reilly. And an immediate answer here by Celtic. Saint-Maximin with a trick shot here, trick pass into Zirkzee, who finds O'Reilly. Just smashes it home beyond Meret. It's Lobotka, followed by O'Reilly, but gives it into Pavlidis. Pavlidis once again on goal, and Ramsdale can't save anything. It's 2-1 to Napoli. Pavlidis. At this point, every shot goes in. Look at this. Ramsdale has to save that. I'm sorry. Absolutely. He has to save that. Not the best of shots. Yeah, why does he save that? It's Zirkzee now driving into the box. Looking for solutions. It's Saint-Maximin into McGregor, the captain. Good shot. It's deflected. Corner. Matt O'Reilly with the ball inside. Good one. It's a goal. It's once again the equalizer. It's Virgil van Dijk, I think. He was made by Celtic and now he does this as a celebration. Crazy. Good header by Virgil after a great corner by Matt O'Reilly, the star man of this side and the star man of this game. 1 goal and an assist for O'Reilly. Great header. Saint-Maximin here, messing about at the back. But Van Dijk with a horrific ball. Will this cost us? It's Kvara. Good save again by Ramsdale. Carlos Augusto, good ball into Pavlidis, but an incredible challenge here by Van Dijk. Shortly we'll have extra time if nothing happens anymore. It is Zielinski. Good intervention by Onana. And now it would be the time, the perfect time to go on the counter. It's Maximin. He's so fast. Still, even though he's low on energy, it's Saint-Maximin. Going into the books, it's O'Reilly with the chance at the goal! It's 3-2 in the 91st minute to Celtic. It seems as though we have just escaped extra time and win this in normal time. 90th minute, it's a brace for the man of the match, Matt O'Reilly, who has just given us the Champions League trophy, as it seems. Great turn, great strike, past Meret, no chance for the goalkeeper. We have completely switched out the three up top, Palma, Drummond and Chega now in for Saint-Maximin, Olise and Zirkzee. And also Barreiro Martins, who gets 1 minute, coming in for Onana. Here they come, the new men. Olise is out, Cheg is in, and Barreiro as well as Drummond are also in. But that is it. They don't even get a touch to the ball. As soon as the game kicked off again, it is over. And the blue men are celebrating, but I don't know why, because the blue men are the Napoli fans. This is a weird glitch. The blue men at the back are celebrating. But anyways, we have made Celtic the best club in Europe in just 4 seasons, putting them into the Premier League with their bitter rivals Rangers. And who came out on top, it is very, very abundantly clear. Of course, it was Celtic. But anyways, lads, if you enjoyed the video, then please remember to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps the growth of the channel absolutely massively. I'm gonna leave you alone with Conor McGregor lifting that trophy, the long-serving captain of this Celtic side. We have won the Champions League with Rebuild Sombrero. I'm out.